I have loved GoBrunch since I discovered it. And what I started using GoBrunch for initially was for the graduate class that I teach. And since it's an online graduate class, I really didn't like the Zoom concept or any of the other type, similar concepts. And when I saw this, I figured, well, this could be interesting. So I did a classroom. The students either didn't care or liked it. Nobody was negative about it. And then I created a very small, added a couple rooms and created a very small, like on campus presence. But that got me thinking to what I want to talk a bit about today. And I'm open to people's comments and we can definitely make this interactive. But what I started thinking as the class was being successful and I was liking this platform, what else could I do with it? Pre COVID, um, I had a physical office space. And in that, where my office was, it was in a building with three, six other offices. And at some point, I was able to gain a second room. One of the tenants left. So I had two rooms. There was one room left on the second floor. And I started envisioning that wouldn't it be great for my life coaching and consulting business to eventually get the whole building? Because I was envisioning a space where we could do not only the life coaching, but maybe some group work and maybe have a little cafe and could we do other things like yoga, meditation, um acupuncture, all different things. Could we house it under one roof? So myself and another partner at the time, we started thinking, well, that could be possible, and we started looking at who's going to be moving out, and when, so that we could start gobbling up the office space. And then COVID hit, and I'm in Maryland in the U.S. And at the time of COVID, Maryland shut everything down. And in the shutting down, I had to start doing all of my work online, which actually wasn't a big transition for me because at the time, even though I had a physical office, I had an online presence. So we always had the option where I could do sessions online or in person. So sad day, I got rid of the two offices, and I figured that that was the end of my dream, an online version of what I wanted to do in the physical version. And that's really the message that I want to get out. And I'll do a screen share and show you a couple of the rooms. But what I realized from a business perspective, and that is one of the things that I also do is business coaching and consulting. I realized that if I were my own client, what would I do right now? I could just keep doing what I'm doing, is everything online. But then I figured with this Go Brunch platform, I can pivot and do what I wanted to do and still keep it online. I like what Richard was saying that we may have the opportunity to start connecting spaces with other people. I think that would be an awesome addition because then we're looking also, from a business model of collaboration. And I'm always big on that, when it comes to business work. But when we're looking at this immersive aspect, my next piece that I'm going to do with this Go Brunch space is embedded into my main website. So this space is for clients and just anybody on the web who's coming to life's journey. So this is the
Okay.
lobby. So this is where you would imagine you've opened the door, you've walked in, and here's your lobby space. And then from
Mm,
here, you would go to all of the other spaces, around.
sounds good. And then you have your office where they can reach you out and see, hey, let me see if Chris is online, something like that.
Correct. And that's also going to become the space where we're going to be doing the actual coaching, counseling work. So I'm going to get off the other platform and start doing it here in the Go Brunch office space.
Nice.
In the meditation space, if you want to go check that out, I've embedded music, soothing music in the background using SoundCloud. Um, so that's a nice feature that I really like that Go Brunch allows for. Um, all right, but
Sorry,
the
Chris, if I may
office.
ask, before you move
Yep.
ahead, may I ask what widget that is for your welcome video?
So I created that in Canva, and then Canva has an embed code, and then I just threw the embed code into GoBrunch.
Oh, so the video is actually a Canva embed.
Correct. I actually
Interesting.
used Canva's new AI features, and I was able to create the character. There is an AI character, um, and then I did their text to speech function. So that whole video is AI created through Canva. And then instead of downloading it, Canva had the option for an embed code.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, originally I was going to do some sort of video and upload it to YouTube and then do the embed through YouTube. Um, but then I thought, well, if GoBrunch allows for embed codes, maybe it'll allow any embed code. So just by trial, I was able to make that work. And what I like with that is that we don't have all the YouTube branding stuff, on that video, which I'm okay with. If we're doing other intellectual type videos and all, but maybe not for my entrance welcome video. Did I want that?
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
And I really like this room that you created here, because as much as we are using AI for many stuff, this is definitely reassembles like your room with your certificates, right? And
Yeah.
it's really cool because people really think this is Chris' room. I really
And
feel like
actually, this was actually from a picture of my pre-COVID physical office.
Hmm.
So I took a picture that I had taken back then, and using all the nice Go Brunch features, was able to plop that in there. And yeah, this is the our yoga space. But yeah, that's what I was looking at. I do have currently some videos of ocean movement, so I was thinking of throwing that in there, or like what I'm doing in the meditation room. Um, finding somewhere on SoundCloud a wave sounds, or something like that. But my vision of this at the moment is that when the yoga instructor would be here, that's where we could do a larger camera view of the instructor doing their moves and all. And then, maybe you don't have necessarily the video of the participants doing, their yoga poses and all, but you would see in a much bigger screen the trainer, doing the poses. And yeah, I see Joe and Nat putting in the comments there. Yeah, I never heard of Radio Paradise. That's I got to look at that. But yeah, SoundCloud is great because you can create a playlist, and the playlist comes with an embed code. So, and then all I did in the meditation space then is squeezed that widget, the embed code, to like where you can't even see it. So when you do go into the meditation room, you don't see a SoundCloud player at all. It's just there's music in the background. Like I said, there's probably things GoBrunch can do that I don't yet know about. But even if this is currently, everything it can do, I'm more than pleased. But that's why I'm excited to see, the roadmap come to fruition in some of these things that we've been talking about, especially the collaboration. Because even just here, with people talking about their sites and what they're doing, I think collaboration where, if I'd be able to hook it into, this site with another, because then to me it creates a neighborhood, and where my physical office was, there were a lot of counseling offices. This is in a small town. My office was in an old house. Many of the old houses were converted to different office spaces. Across the street, we had a yoga studio. So if we were able to pull in other people's GoBrunch spaces together, then we're creating like a neighborhood, where people can walk into my lobby and get whatever services. And then, if I was connected to one of you who were doing, say, yoga or meditation, I might even be able to say to one of my clients, hey, I highly recommend you do some meditation, and virtually across the street, click this button and you can go over to their service, and see what they're doing, because that's what I would have done in the physical world. I would have said, just, my clients, the office downstairs does acupuncture, so I'm going to refer you to them, or to the yoga across the street. So that would be great to do that here.
Exactly. Yes. And I think, you're probably thinking about adding more, let's say, experts in different fields, right? Which is
Yep.
definitely possible in GoBrunch. And then let's say you're a you're a acupuncture, or you're a yoga instructor. They can be in charge of specific rooms and have their own schedule. And I think, yeah, referring. I remember there was a kind of a clinic nearby, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, yeah, the owner closed the clinic. I don't know if it was the same reason of you for you, but yeah, was amazing because everything in one single place for you to get, um, better wellness and health was really interesting.